Stop scrolling for 1 second. In the next few minutes, you are going to hear 10 real conversations. At a hotel, in a restaurant, at a library, in a coffee shop, at a bank, in a bookstore, at the supermarket, at the movies, and in a real chat between two friends about their daily routine. Every single one uses phrases you will actually say this week. Stay until the end, because one conversation has a funny twist you will not see coming, and right after it, I'm going to ask you simple questions out loud so your speaking improves in real time. Let's begin. In 15 seconds, you'll learn how to ask a hotel staff member for a restaurant recommendation, a phrase almost every traveler needs. A guest walks up to the front desk with his wife. "Good morning," says the staff member. "Are you enjoying your stay with us?" "Yes, we are," the guest replies. "The staff has been wonderful and our room is lovely. My wife and I are having a great time." "That's great to hear," says the staff member. "Is there anything I can help you with this morning?" "Actually, yes," the guest says. "My wife and I would like to go out for lunch. Could you recommend a good restaurant nearby?" "Of course," comes the reply. "What kind of food are you in the mood for?" "My wife's a vegetarian, so we're hopping for something with plenty of vegetable options." "Do you eat fish?" "We do, and spicy food." "She loves it. I'm not a big fan though." "Then I'd suggest a Japanese place downtown," the staff member says. Their menu has rice, fish, and a lot of vegetable dishes, some spicy, some mild. It's an excellent match. "That sounds perfect," the guest says. "Could you book us a table?" "Absolutely," comes the reply. "Would you also like me to arrange a taxi?" "Yes, please, if you could have it pick us up around noon. Consider it done." Save this line for yourself. Could you recommend a good restaurant nearby? You'll use it in every city you visit. Notice how fast the mood shifts in the next scene. We go from booking a table to actually ordering food. This is where most English learners freeze up, so watch closely. "Table for two, please," says the guest. "Right this way," replies the host. "Is this your first time here?" "It is, and it's beautiful," the guest says. "I love the decorations." "Thank you so much," the host says. "Here's your table and your menus. I'll come back for your drink order in a few minutes." "We'd love a pot of green tea, please," the guest says. A few minutes later, the host returns. "Ready to order, I'll take the daily special," one guest says. "Great choice," comes the reply. "It comes with soup, though not a salad. Would you like to add one?" "Yes, please, house dressing." "And you, sir?" the host asks the second guest. "I'm torn between the special and the salmon platter," he says. "What would you recommend?" "Today's special actually is salmon," the host says. "Then that settles it," the guest replies. "I'll have the special too. Would you like a salad with that as well?" "No, thank you, that's everything." Say this out loud right now. "I'm torn between two things. What would you recommend?" This is the kind of muscle memory that makes fluent speakers sound natural. This next scene has a plot twist right at the end, so keep listening. "Hi," says a visitor at the library. "I'm looking for a new book to read." "You've come to the right place," the staff member says. "What kind of book?" "Something with a lot of action. Try the adventure section, follow me." They walk over together. "Here we are," the staff member says. "Any of these should work." "Any recommendations?" the visitor asks. "This one's about pirates and buried treasure." "Already read it last month," the visitor says. "Did you enjoy it?" "It was exciting, but way too long. I prefer shorter books." "Let's find something shorter then," the staff member says. "How about this one?" "Looks interesting," the visitor says. "Have you read it?" "Last year actually," comes the reply. "Great book. The main character's a really funny wizard." "Sold," the visitor says. "I'll take it. Anything else?" "Just this, thanks." At the front desk, the staff member asks for a library card. "Right here," the visitor says. "Perfect. Your return date is in 3 weeks. Enjoy the book." "Thanks so much for your help," the visitor says. "I'm excited to start it tonight." Pause here. Repeat these words twice each. Buried treasure, front desk, return date. The next conversation moves fast, just like a real coffee shop line. Try to keep up without pausing. That's the real test. "What can I get started for you?" the barista asks. "2 drinks to go, please," the customer says. "First, an extra large iced coffee." "Sure," the barista says. "What milk would you like?" "We've got regular, skim, fat-free, almond, soy, and oat." "Which one's healthiest?" the customer asks. "Honestly, it depends on your needs," comes the reply. "I'm trying to lose weight," the customer says. "Then skim or fat-free would be your best bet." "Skim, please," the customer says. "And for the second drink, a medium iced vanilla latte." "Skim milk in that one too?" the barista asks. "No, that one's for a coworker. Regular milk is fine." "Anything else?" "That's everything." "What's the total?" $11.13 after tax. "I'll pay by card," the customer says. "Oh, do you have a points program?" "We do," the barista says. "Do you have your card with you?" "It's in my other bag, actually." "No problem, just give me your phone number and I'll add the points manually." "It's 501-222-7363. "All set," the barista says. "Your drinks will be ready at the counter in a few minutes." Pause the video and say this out loud. Which one is healthiest? This phrase gets used constantly for food, drinks, even skincare. Banking vocabulary sounds intimidating, but it's actually one of the shortest conversations in English. Watch how few words it really takes. "Good morning, how can I help you today?" the teller asks. "I'd like to deposit a check," the customer says. "Sure, could I see your bank card?" "Here you go, please enter your PIN." Done. Accepted, the teller says, and the check please. Here it is. Give me 1 moment while I process this. After a short pause, the teller says, all deposited. Anything else today? Actually, yes, the customer says. Could you tell me my account balance? Of course, I'll print that on a receipt for you. Perfect, thank you so much. Have a great day. Here's your one-line takeaway. I'd like to deposit a check, and could you tell me my account balance? 2 sentences that cover almost every everyday banking need. The best plot twist in this whole video is coming up, so don't skip this one. Excuse me, do you know where the fiction section is? A customer asks. I believe it's near the back of the store, a man replies. Thanks, the customer says. Looking for something specific, he asks. Actually, yes, something thrilling. I've been on a mystery kick lately. Funny you say that, he says. The mystery section is half price this weekend. That must be my lucky day, the customer says. Any author recommendations? I haven't read much mystery myself, he says, but maybe try Sherlock Holmes. Already tried it, wasn't really my thing, the customer says. I'd actually prefer a female author. I've heard Agatha Christie is excellent, he says. She's written more than 50 mystery novels. I've never read her, the customer says. Do you know which titles are in stock right now? Oh, I'm sorry, he says. I actually don't work here. Wait, you don't, she says. Nope, he says. I just really love bookstores. Told you that twist gets people every time. If that made you smile, it's exactly why context matters more than memorizing grammar rules. You understood the whole joke without translating a single word. A father and his son Ben go grocery shopping together, and this scene is packed with everyday vocabulary you'll use every single week. Got the shopping list, Ben, the father asks. Right here, Ben says. Let's start in produce. The father says we need 5 different vegetables: carrots, onions, broccoli, cabbage, and mushrooms. They pick everything up. Dad, carrots are on sale, Ben says. 10 for $3 instead of 5 for 2. Should we grab 10? No, the father says we only need 5, no point buying extra. Got it, Ben says. Do we need fruit too? Bananas and apples. What about oranges? We've still got 4 at home, the father says. Wow, good memory, Dad, Ben says. Let's grab a bunch of bananas and a bag of apples, the father says. What's left? Eggs and cheese, Ben says. Want me to grab a carton of eggs? Sure, the father says. Careful, they're fragile. I know, Ben says. Now, what kind of cheese do you like best? The father asks. Mozzarella, Ben says. What about you? Cheddar, the father says. Let's split the difference. Marble cheese, it's a mix of both. One more thing on the list, Ben says. What's that? A chocolate bar. I don't remember adding that, the father says. That's because I added it, Ben says. My reward for helping today. Can't really argue with that, the father says. You've earned it. Repeat this phrase out loud. No point buying extra. Short, natural, and something native speakers say constantly when comparing prices. This next one might be the funniest conversation in the entire video, so stay for the ending. How can I help you? The staff member asks. My girlfriend and I can't agree on a movie tonight, the customer says. We've got 7 showing right now. What genres are you into? She wants comedy, but I'm not a fan of funny movies, he says. I like action and she likes romance, but she hates action and I hate romance. What about something animated? The staff member suggests. Tell me more, he says. It's about animals that sing and dance. Isn't that for kids? It is. We want something more mature. How about horror then? The staff member says. It's about zombies. Is there action? Plenty, very intense, comes the reply. Fair warning though, there's also a bit of romance woven in. Romance in a zombie movie. Yes, actually between a man and a zombie. That's hilarious, he says. We'll take 2 tickets. Pause and repeat. We can't agree on a movie. This exact sentence works for restaurants, vacations, and movie nights alike. The last conversation is the longest in the video, and easily the most useful. It's a real, natural chat between 2 friends, and by the end you'll understand exactly why one of them feels exhausted every day and the other feels amazing. Ryan, over here, Christine calls out. Sorry I'm late, Christine, Ryan says. No worries, what held you up? Just a hectic morning, he says. Honestly, my mornings have been packed lately. I feel completely overwhelmed. I'm sorry to hear that, Christine says. What does your morning actually look like? My alarm goes off at 6, Ryan says, but I hit snooze for at least an hour. I don't actually get up until after 7. Why are you so tired? Christine asks. Honestly, it's my fault, Ryan admits. I go out with friends around 10 at night, get home after midnight, then play video games or scroll social media until 2 in the morning. That explains a lot, Christine says. You should try sleeping earlier. I know, Ryan says. I think I might be a little addicted to my phone. So what happens once you're finally up? Christine asks. I take my dog outside, Ryan says, throw the ball for him a bit, and by then it's 7:30 and I still haven't eaten, brushed my teeth, or gotten dressed. My bus leaves at 7:45. That's cutting it close, Christine says. How far is the stop? 5 minutes if I walk fast, which I always do, Ryan says. I rush through getting ready, skip breakfast entirely, and just make the bus. I get to work by 8:45, grab a candy bar or soda, and start my day already tired. Sounds like a few small changes could make a big difference, Christine says. Like what? Ryan asks. For starters, cut the late nights, she says. Watch TV before midnight instead of after, and you'll gain 2 extra hours of sleep. But then when do I see my friends? Ryan asks. You could meet them right after work, before dinner, Christine suggests, or save it for weekends. Waking up refreshed means you'll actually have time for a real breakfast before your bus. That candy and soda thing, is that why I crash mid-morning? Ryan asks. Almost certainly, Christine says. Swap it for a healthy lunch you packed the night before. Fast food every day is expensive and it drains your energy. I can't wait to try this, Ryan says. I already feel better just talking about it. So what does your morning look like? Happy to share, Christine says. I'm up around 6, and the first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. Then 30 minutes of exercise, running, yoga, or lifting weights. Shower, get dressed, a light breakfast of oatmeal or eggs, and by 8 I'm packing my lunch and biking to work, about 20 minutes. That's a lot before 8, Ryan says. It doesn't feel like much once it's routine, Christine says. At work, I check emails first, then my calendar. I eat my packed lunch outside, work through the afternoon, and since I arrive early, I also leave a bit early, which means I beat the traffic. On the way home, I sometimes grab fresh groceries. In the evening, I might see friends, watch TV, or read. Dinner's around 7, and I'm winding down by 10. And you actually fall asleep that early? Ryan asks. Easily, Christine says. Between the morning workout and the bike ride, I'm genuinely tired by 10. This has been really helpful, Christine. Ryan says. I think I might buy a bike myself. Great idea, she says. Just ease into it one change at a time so you don't burn out. Will do, Ryan says. I'm actually going to stop by the store right now for some healthy dinner ingredients. Anytime, Ryan, Christine says. Take care. Now comes the part that actually rewires your brain for English, so don't skip it. Answer every question out loud. Even 1 or 2 words is fine. Confidence matters more than perfection here, so use a strong, clear voice. Does Ryan usually oversleep? Because he's too tired to get up. What time does his alarm go off? 6 in the morning. What time does he normally get out of bed? After 7. Does Ryan usually go to bed at 10 every night? No, he's often out with friends until after midnight. What time does he actually get home most nights? After midnight. Say each answer out loud, even if you already know it, because this repetition is what makes fluent speech automatic instead of translated. Here's the truth almost nobody tells you. Fluency isn't built by learning more new words. It's built by repeating the same words and sentences until your mouth produces them without your brain translating first. That's exactly why every conversation in this video reused core phrases. Could you recommend? I'd like to. What would you suggest? Again and again, in different situations. If you want to keep building this habit, replay this video, pause after each scene, and repeat the lines out loud before moving on. Do that consistently, and within a few weeks you'll notice something. English will stop feeling like a puzzle you're solving, and start feeling like something you simply say. See you in the next lesson.